Hey, see if they got any pie. Bring me some pie.
The place slightly resembles an insane asylum.
Well, all you need to start an asylum is an empty room and the right kind of people.
It's the kitchen sink. Hello.
Hey, see if they got any pie. Bring me some pie.
The place slightly resembles an insane asylum.
Well, all you need to start an asylum is an empty room and the right kind of people.
It's the kitchen sink.
Prepare to be astonished.
Kitchen sink.
Everything.
The kitchen sink.
Here we go. And here we are right now. You are doing a radio show with Gear.
Hi. That's
Everything
me.
okay though?
Are you talking to me, Red?
No, my mom just called. Sorry. I'm Red. I'll be right back.
Fucking Siri. God damn it.
God. Have
Grandma.
no fear. You are here with Bad and Gear, and Doc and Red is on the phone with his mom.
With Mama. Mama be calling.
Hi, Grandma. She's not listening, but,
Hi,
you
Grandma.
know, whatever.
So what's up, guys?
It's probably a call about something completely normal.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure about that.
Right.
Okay.
It's something totally legit.
Just all good.
Right. She's, yeah.
I'm just
She's
thinking,
one of the legends.
I was just thinking maybe she's one of these Oregonians that was forced to pump their own gas
Oh
this
my
week.
God, I heard about
Oh,
that.
Lord have mercy.
But it was always so weird not pumping your gas there,
Dude.
right? And getting like $5 for an empty soda can, right? Because
Right,
you could
so,
get
Yeah, yeah.
But now you have to do it, right?
I just want to know, what was your first experience in Oregon, like when you pulled up to the gas station and you got out of the car to like pump your own gas and somebody freaked out on you?
Yeah, somebody running out.
Yeah. California
As
plates.
though I was trying to steal.
Oh, shit.
Right. As though
Yeah.
I was trying to steal gas.
It's like you're trying
And
to
I'm
steal
like,
the whole pump.
Here's the money. Here's the money. We're good here. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, I had no idea. I came from Washington State,
Right.
and I was just getting gas, and here, lo-de-do-de-do, you know,
What
you
was
do
the-
what you do, right? And there are other states in the Union, like New Jersey, that you can't pump gas in.
Right.
But I mean, they're militant. They're like, they come at you like you think they have an AK and
Job
they're freaking,
security, though,
You know,
right?
they're like, yo, you can't do that. And you're like,
I do that.
yeah, and you're like, what? Like, your initial reaction is like, what can't I do? Like, park
Right,
here?
right.
Did I park in the wrong spot? You know, what's happening here? And then they're like, you have to get back in your car, ma'am. Get back in your car. We'll pump your gas for you.
Do we know the reason that started? Was there a... I mean, I always kind of thought, well, that's good because then it's job security, and they come out, they do your windshield, you know. But what was the original thing? Did somebody from California just drive up to Oregon and just immediately douse themselves with gasoline,
right,
you know?
yeah.
Well, I mean, but for them, it's got to feel weird. You can't get out of your car.
Well, I used to know the original reason for that, but I don't anymore.
I know the original reason. It was it was an economic boon, from what I understand.
Okay.
Like,
That's extra jobs.
It's
yeah,
extra
how
jobs.
many jobs were lost today, though?
Right, but it wasn't statewide. It wasn't
Wow.
only certain counties. So this is the whole skinny of the
The
whole
ones that are
Oregon.
touching us, right?
Well,
Right,
they
right.
did used to be service stations, right? They used
They
to be.
did. You could get your goddamn car fixed
Like,
at
look,
the
I've
gas
watched
station.
the Andy Griffith Show. Okay, I
Right.
know how they used to work. They
Exactly, because
Well,
everything on
golly,
television is
Andy.
true.
And they come out and they do the hood and check
Looks
the
like
fluid.
you need some oil.
Wait,
Because you're part of
I
California's
guess I shouldn't do Jim
gold.
Neighbors since he just passed away.
You know what?
Oh, man.
You have a situation with that, Doc. You.
As
are-
soon as I do somebody,
Dead
as soon as I
people.
do somebody's voice, they died a
die.
month ago.
Yeah.
Right. It's
That's
awful.
true.
It's that we're part of.
That's
anyway,
part of California's gold.
So
Rest
of
in peace,
course,
you.
you guys, it's on the fucking internet, and the internet does what it does. And
Right.
here's the best comment so far, in my humble opinion. This comes from Cozy Pivo.
a good pivo
All right,
is
and
always
this
a
is
cozy
on
one.
a local Oregonian news channel. Like, it was all like, thumbs up for yes, mad face for no, and you know, what the hell is that gonna do anyway? But I'll never forget the first time I had to pump my own gas. I had to fight off a bear that was standing in front of the pump. Then I endured a hail of bullets from enemy sniper fire while trying to swipe my card. When I pulled the pump handle from the docking station, it set off a series of booby traps, and the next thing I knew, I was in my own version of Tomb Raider. Once I was done, a group of transients chased me in a tactical helicopter for miles because they wanted my tank of gas for making Nazi meth.
How did they get a fucking helicopter?
You
They're on foot.
Oregonians had it so
Right.
easy.
God.
Yeah, but you know, that's a story that's been told many times.
That's all very plausible, except for
They were on foot and in helicopters.
transients having a helicopter.
Right. They can't afford wheels, but they can afford rotors. Or something. I like it. I think it's a great story. And that's from where?
Boys, they're tweakers. They made the helicopter. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
right.
Guys, so this is from Oregon.
Out of old
Anyways,
shopping carts.
so that's been happening. And then, of course, there's, like, shit tons of memes that have spawned from this. And,
Yes.
you know, the infamous scene from, God, what's that movie with Blue Steel? Zoolander.
Oh, Zoolander, yeah.
The gas fight in Zoolander is just
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's what they're afraid of, right? I mean,
Right, I
just
think
we
that's
as
what
a
they think
group
is gonna
look
happen.
like
Didn't that
models.
happen to somebody? Is like they couldn't figure it out, and so they just, oh my god!
No, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
I think it turned into like a model shoot, and they were like, "You're handsome, but you're better wet." you know, but that's gasoline, kids.
Pardon me.
We're
while I
in
smoke
look, we're a
this joint.
band, but we're not that dumb.
Right.
You know, and we appreciate service. So you can wash our window. Now, here's the thing, though. Were you supposed to tip? Or is this a dead topic because now it's changed? So
It's gonna save
are
the
there
consumer.
classes right now in Portland, in Portlandia, teaching people to pump gas?
I don't know.
There's got to be. It's got to be.
You know,
Can't be. That doesn't.
Got to be. It's Portlandia.
I don't think they're allowing
High class?
Portlandians
Are you
to
talking about
pump their
high
own
class?
gas.
Red's
Pump
back.
Red!
What?
Like first class pumps, like high class, high dollar pumps where you roll in and you don't even have to get out of your car. You just like, some guy walks up and just pumps the gas for you like you're some sort of king. What kind of magical world are you talking about?
Oregon.
Wait, hold on.
Not anymore.
Is
Wait,
he
wait.
wearing pumps? Or is
Wait,
he talking
I got
about
a question.
the gas
Okay,
pump?
did they just get rid of the rule that made that have to happen, or did they make it so that they can't do that? Like, can your service stations
Right.
still employ gas pumpers and
I'm sorry, they're
use
called-
that thing?
To separate
They're
themselves.
technically called fuel dispensers.
Fuel dispensers. I'm sorry.
I was
I
schooled
apologize.
at my other work. I was schooled by a fuel technician.
Oh,
For
jeez.
fuck's sake, I
I'm sure
swear to Christ.
But maybe
He's married
they
to
would
his-
have to charge a couple cents more per gallon for the gas.
Well, see, that's the thing. Those people who now are going to ask for full service are going to bitch about the 25 cents extra a gallon
Right.
for fucking full service, so there's no winning. There were legit grandmas like, how do people do this? Where will I go? What if I'm wearing a skirt? Are people going to steal my children? I mean, what the fuck?
Right.
I don't want to smell like gasoline.
What?
And then another one was, what if we inhale this stuff? Isn't this going to give us cancer? And I'm like, well, probably, but everybody in the whole entire rest of the country
Right.
is going to get it too.
Well, they're-
so.
they're
pretty sealed. I mean, there's
I can't
rules.
put out my cigarette before I put my gas.
You put it out in the spigot right on the end of the hose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you open your gas tank and just right there. Right.
Yeah.
wear a gas mask, though, because you might get cancer, but make sure to put your cigarette out first.
Well, it's good enough for a minimum. This whole time,
I
a
can't
minimum
stop
wage
playing
employee could
Candy
do it.
Crush while I pump my gas.
Nah, dude, I talk on my cell phone, smoke a cigarette while I'm pumping gas. That's just how
Right.
California
It's all
rolls.
good stuff.
Right. And, I see the people pump over from you, too. They're just, they are flipping out. And you're just like, I'm ironclad.
I wonder if Oregonians even know what side of the car their gas thing is on.
Okay.
They have to because they got to pull up to the
Right.
right side. You know, they at least got that part.
Good
they got
point.
step
Okay.
one down.
In their defense,
The truth in it,
I have
right?
it on my dash in the car
You know-
before I get out and still screw it up every time.
Yeah, you can just look at the dash, like the little like arrow,
no.
whatever side the arrow's pointing to. That's the side the fucking gas tank's on.
Yeah, but people don't know that, dude. You just educated like a whole lot of people. People don't know that. You just educated a whole lot of people.
That's a secret.
It is a secret.
It's a great secret. I love
And
it.
also, some cars don't have them, so if your car doesn't have one of those arrows, don't freak out.
Right.
It's probably a hybrid.
You don't have a gas tank.
You don't have a gas tank, yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't find the gas tank, everybody knows you can just sprinkle some on the hood. That's all you have to do.
Just
Yeah.
hose your car down with
Just
the gas,
Yeah, put the
and
disclaimer
it'll
right
soak
here.
it into where it needs to go.
Do not listen to suggestions made by Doc in this show.
Do not listen to
Yeah.
suggestions.
But
made
yeah,
by
right.
the
You
kitchen
just put
sink.
some in your windshield fluid thing, your overflow.
That's where it goes.
It's got to be where it goes.
That's the only empty spot, I mean.
Oh, and the green gas is eco gas, so make sure to use that.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't
Definitely.
do that. Don't do
Oh,
that.
see, there's another option for that too. You can actually just use the regular gas, but if you throw a handful of dirt in your tank first, eco.
Maybe we should have
It's
a
green.
disclaimer in the intro.
Yeah, we should probably have
We're
a
gonna work on a
disclaimer
new
and
disclaimer.
lot of
I'm not a
disclaimers.
mechanic.
I am not a mechanic either. Red, are you a mechanic? Didn't think so.
No.
All right.
He's a beat mechanic.
He's a drum technician.
I can fix some shit, but I don't like to.
There's that, right? So I also wanted to talk about legalized cannabis, baby. Woo!
Oh, Jeff Sessions said we can't talk about
Fuck
that.
him. Fuck that mousy.
What is he
turtle guy.
doing?
Being an old white guy.
He's apparently being
3 days late, right? He's 3 days late saying this.
oh,
We've been legal 3 days.
and a
He
couple
just came off of
years.
vacation. I mean, yeah, what, 96, right?
Not just that, but Colorado, Washington,
Right.
Oregon. What? Who else, Eric?
Yeah, why didn't he get down on them?
It's just California cynicism. Man.
Washington.
It's people when they get that far away from California, they can't see us clearly. That's a fact. They get cynical. and they
There's a
just-
big cloud. You can't.
right.
I
They
mean-
want to poke us.
Sorry, Red. Go ahead.
I was just saying, California makes so much money. They are one of the, they could be their own country. They're
Seventh
besides
largest.
being part of the United States, they'd be one of the third biggest economies in the world.
Seventh largest economy
Seventh.
in the world, behind Britain, who is
Sixth,
the sixth.
thought.
Britain is the sixth. We're the seventh.
Yeah, it's pretty large for just being a state.
And we're also a donor state here in California, which means that we give more to the federal government than we take.
And now with cannabis, well, I guarantee you, we're going to jump on that scale.
Oh man, and I think that's one of the reasons is because these states are making so much money, and like the federal government, the only thing they have over sanctuary cities and places that they disagree with is funding. So when they pull the funding on a sanctuary city like San Francisco, then they can say, ha ha ha, we'll get you, we'll starve you out. But if we have legalized cannabis and they're selling cannabis hand over fist, which
Right.
they're going to, and they're taxing it, which is, I mean, the taxation here in California for cannabis is unreal.
Right.
It's like
It's like this,
it's like 13% on every pound of dried, like even shake and everything is taxed. It's ridiculous.
Money, money,
Anyway.
money.
Well, yeah, they're gonna make a lot of money, and hopefully they reinvest it into good things. But
Nope, we are sixth.
we are sixth. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. We're sixth. I heard Britain say they were sixth.
Well,
So-
you
They're
know how
five.
they are. You know how they are, though. They the braggadocio.
Well,
was-
maybe
they're
after
ahead of it,
Brexit,
you know?
they slipped a little bit, and maybe we slipped a little bit, and maybe we've recovered because
Maybe we
the
passed
economy
them.
is good.
No,
So-
this is from June.
Well, you're right. You know, we are pretty much a powerhouse, and that's one of the reasons that I think Jeff Sessions is doing this kind of crap. Besides the fact that he's completely impotent
Oh
and he
my
can't
God.
do anything. Everything he's tried to do, he tried to bring back civil forfeiture, which means that they can just pull you
Take
over
your
and
shit.
take your shit.
Right.
And Congress said, nah, that's not cool. Obvious violation of the Fourth Amendment,
Now, is he part of bringing back the military gear to the local police departments too, or does that have anything to do with it?
That was an Obama thing.
Yeah.
Now, well, he stopped it, but now they're opening the floodgates back up to give them that equipment.
They are. I heard that.
Trump was pushing it. I thought that Sessions was leading that up.
Might have been.
But it's just every step is a bad step for Mr. Sessions. Who, come on. Alien?
Turtle.
Turtle?
No, that's McConnell.
That's
McConnell's
Mitch McConnell. He's kind of turtle-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Sessions is a racist keyboard
No,
elf.
Sessions is the mouse. Yeah. He's the rat face guy.
He's an elf.
Well,
He is an elf. He is an elf.
Now you're confusing us because you say rat face.
Sorry,
I think
mouse.
of all of them.
He's a mouse. True.
And not to be insulting.
He
in
physically
any way.
looks like a mouse.
Yes.
Anyway.
So on to new hats.
Disneyland. I love Mickey Mouse.
What?
I love Mickey Mouse and Disneyland myself. It's like one of the happiest places on earth.
Hi. Hello.
Oh my God! You should dub over a Jeff Sessions speech with that voice.
Hey, California. You want your dank?
We're coming for you.
No. Bye.
Do you think the public is going to stand for that waste of fundage? I mean,
we
seriously.
haven't for what year is it? 14 years now.
I think
not just the California public. I mean, the public at large doesn't give a shit about marijuana.
The public
anymore.
at large
right. I
smokes
think
a
this
lot
might
of
be
weed.
one of those big missteps that leads to the end kind of thing.
Well,
Because to jump on that 3 days late, first
I don't
off.
know. There's always been a war on drugs, though, man.
Right,
They're just
right.
trying to keep the rhetoric going. I think
God.
keep it fresh in your mind.
Well, and they're scaring the gun owners now. You can't get your gun if you're a registered pot smoker. If you're picking up your weed, you will not be picking up your pistol or your ammo.
So my weed
ammo
gun store idea is out.
That's been from the very
What, Red?
That's been from the very beginning. Like that was, nobody could get a gun if you were a medical marijuana user for the last since it's happened. Since it's passed in 1996. So
you gotta fucking sing though. We got scripts.
it's nothing new, but I mean, just as being
ain't nothing but a G thing.
I've owned a few guns, and I've had my script, and you have to go in there and you have to forge freaking documentation, and that's freaking cool. I don't feel bad about it, but it sucks because you could get in major trouble for something like that.
Yeah.
If they wanted to prosecute against you.
And there's another money-making scenario that's down the tubes if cannabis is legalized recreationally, because you can't link those two things up.
Yep.
With paperwork. You can't say, oh, you own a gun and you use marijuana. You can't find that easily when it's legal for public consumption.
Also, I don't think that's the problem.
I know that's not the problem.
Oh, well, we're not even going to get there when they can still, fire you. Your employment can let you go just based on whether you're smoking recreationally or medicinally.
Yeah,
they haven't even addressed that.
They allow any kind of pharmaceutical drugs with no question, but
and
they
alcohol.
won't.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That's so true.
It's completely biased, and it's wrong, and it's terrible in so many ways because a lot of good people don't get jobs that they deserve and jobs that they need because of such a small thing. Because they choose not to take pharmaceuticals and then maybe smoke something, smoke cannabis or use cannabis in whatever way that they want to or need to.
And
you don't have to smoke it. You can use it in nature and swabs and freaking moisturizers and all sorts of different ways, edibles. Like there's multiple ways to do it other than just smoking it, and that's public is uneducated and
that's by
it's
design.
been anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Go for it.
No, I was just saying that's by design. I was just gonna say, I monitor this pain group, and I would say more than half of the people in it, and it's a pretty big pain group, and I have a pretty gnarly pain syndrome, and more than half the people in the pain group are now turning to CBD sprays. That seems to be the most effective thing to keep people off opiates and out of pain. Even more than tinctures and whatnot is the CBD sprays, and they just spray inside the cheek or on the bottom of their feet.
That makes complete sense. And CBDs, they don't even get you high. They don't have the psychotropics that a THC does. So you don't get the feeling of euphoria like you would if you were taking the THC mixture. But and there's still a lot of things to learn, and there's a lot of research to be done in this field because it's just starting to progress further now that there's a little bit of legality and a little bit of openness about it, and the field is just starting to really jump. So hopefully in the near future we'll really see how we can use this plant and this all these different chemicals that it does have in it, all these CBD, CBN, CBDCs, THC. They've all been proven to help in so many different ways. Hopefully we use them in a way that's beneficial and we don't demonize or fuck up the natural beauty of it. You know, a lot of the big companies right now that have been starting to try to take over the industry are trying to synthesize and create pharmaceuticalize it. So it's going to lose its natural properties, and it's going to lose its soul, if I can say that about a plant. But
I totally agree. They're going to get it synthesized to where it's a lotion or it's a shot or it's something negative,
a pill.
Where it's a plant but it never sees the sun. It never embraces the sunlight. Never reaches for the sky. It never. Yeah, they will take the soul out of it. That'll be the first thing they do.
They've already done it, man.
Yeah.
There's been pharmaceutical
with the product
for a while,
for
and
sure.
Marinol, that's been around forever.
Yeah. Point being, like, the product that they're going to create will be a completely synthesized product, and it won't be anything like the plant that grows right out of the ground that you, me, and everybody that I know is used to seeing. It will be in a pill form, or it will be in and like you see all these like right now, like the preformed dab pens. All the dab pens are out. Like, that's a big thing right now. Like, everybody's smoking oil, and they have it like just in a freaking cartridge, and you can just pop it into your pen. Nobody knows where that comes from. Nobody knows how it was made, what it was made from.
Right.
One of the comments in the chat read is Frankenweed.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just so easy.
Well, before they make it sellable, they're going to make it poison. It's like the FDA has to add toxins to meat before it's, all the things they add to meat for it to be FDA approved are all actually toxins if you look at them on their own, but they have to be added for the meat to be sellable. So they'll do that to the herb for sure. And
the same argument applies to like the whole supplements versus like eating an actual vegetable thing, Like the fucking pill thing is not naturally made. It doesn't have all the shit that goes with it. You know, you eat a fucking an orange versus taking a vitamin C pill. You're gonna get more benefit from the orange.
Right. They still argue about whether vitamins you ever take on any of them. And we can't get clarity on that.
And those have been around forever.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, it's like, wait a minute. Do I need a vitamin C when I'm getting a cold or not?
It was just finally founded by finally accepted by the FDA and the National Association of like medical credentials, whatever, that oranges or acidic acid freaking helps prevent and helps cure cancer.
Cancer.
And high doses.
Yeah, dude. Check this out.
And they've been trying to freaking like deframe that for such a long time, but like that's been a natural thing for such a long time, and they finally decided to go, okay, you're right, it's true. Sorry,
Cancer?
Eat your oranges and be happy.
No, check it out. Hell yeah, it does. My farm down the street grows mandarin oranges and has for like 30 years. And we had this lady who would come by every year and pick up all season long. She would get as many culls as she could. And the culls are the ones that we can't sell. They have spots. You can't eat them. But she would juice them. And she would give them to her husband who had cancer. And she swore to God that it prolonged his life for 5 to 10 years.
Damn.
And that's just from culling, the cold oranges that we had. And she would just juice those guys and feed him fresh citrus every day.
Well, the vibration, man, that was in that fruit and the love and the effort of her going and getting it. It was life building and life bringing.
And that was the shit that they couldn't sell.
Exactly.
Right?
But that they were willing to provide her.
Absolutely.
So the vibration, right? Not to be too out there, but the good vibrations that went with that orange situation, it was just beautiful. And that positivity went to her husband.
Yep.
And him just seeing her come in every day and do that for him out of love and make that orange juice.
There's
like that was a cup,
for good
right?
Vibes, dude.
Right,
yeah.
That was a cup of sunshine for sure. Right, Red?
What?
Busted.
Red said, "Don't get corny on me, Doc."
Red said, "I'm taking a rip right now."
Hey, well, he's peeling his orange right now,
as
we like to say.
That's what I meant. Taking a rip out of the peel of his
Oh,
orange.
yeah. Do it in one peel.
If
See
it's
if
a
you can
good
get one
orange,
piece.
that's the only way to know if it's a good orange. If it comes off in one full
For
swoop,
real?
that's a
That's a thing?
good orange. Yep.
That's the thing.
We have a special guest on the show tonight.
All right.
Yay!
Yay!
One of my favorite people just showed up out of the storm and shoveling snow from the wicked winds of the east. And Michelle Johnson stepping into the building. Say hello to the crowd.
Hi, Rach.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yo.
How are you?
Are you cold? Are you warm? What's happening right now?
I'm sweating, man. I've been shoveling snow.
You were actually shoveling snow?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Like 50 feet of it.
Okay, so Red's inside.
Warm.
Next
I'm
to the
warm,
bathtub.
man. I'm like covered up in blankets. And she's outside shoveling snow.
Well, he hung fans and lights and put knobs on doors, and he worked hard the last couple of days.
He's an artist.
God.
He's a knob artist.
I did electrical work.
Yeah.
I put up a freaking electrical fan and let's see here.
I'd have killed myself. I'm safer with a shovel.
I got it to work too. That's the best part.
Holy shit.
And the house didn't burn down.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, I can't accomplish any of
I
those
also
things.
put up a vanity on the wall, fairly level.
Better than not. good. It's all about your perspective.
I swear it was level when I checked it, but you know.
But you're crooked.
Still came home somehow. It was just slightly off.
The house shifted.
Sounds like there's a story behind that he's not
can't
telling us.
Blame yourself.
Bolts were fucked up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
This pool table's crooked. I can't get a good
Hey,
shot.
That Molly
We're
Blood
on
went wonky
freaking
on
stilt
me.
here. The wind blows, everything moves a different direction.
Yeah, the whole house.
Yeah.
You guys have a nor'easter on your hands. No, thank you. That's what I have to say to you. No,
Is that what it is?
thank
It's a
you.
nor'easter?
Or
So
something.
El Nino, no blame for this.
No, this is a bomb cyclone. Apparently.
Right, I heard that.
Bomb cyclone.
What? How come we're all of a sudden there's a military word thrown in there, right?
Right? What
like
is
all
that?
of a sudden it's like, hey, if we do military law, or wait, martial law, and you have to leave your home, it's because this was a bomb cyclone, and we were under nuclear threat from the snow.
From the snow.
You know, so you had to give up your home.
Shit.
Please leave your home. Please abide by our rules and curfews.
Somehow it reminds me of something my son used to say when he was really small. He's about 6 years old, and if I made him feel guilty of something, he'd, Mom, don't drop that guilt bomb on me.
Yeah.
Guilt.
That's a funny damn kid right there, I'll tell you what. 6 years old? That's funny.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, my mom left the truth out of it, so I never got those bombs. I would have developed much better had I got a truth bomb here or there.
I don't know. You have a very nice hat.
Oh my God, are we going? Is it the?
It's time.
It's the hat. Okay, it's time to talk about the hat and the jacket. Should I call it a coat? So I got a new Stetson. Yes, it's wool. Yes, my wife gave it to me, and my son gave it to me for Christmas.
All right.
But
Christmas.
Red. What did you get? You got a fur coat, right?
I got a fucking fur coat, and it's fucking badass.
Wait, another one?
It's
I got two of them now.
He's insane. The other one's not.
Full length. Full
Oh,
length, full coat.
A fur robe.
Look, it's not
It's
Mario
like
and Luigi
It's like
sweats,
ankle length. It's
but it's cool.
that's black bear. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's black bear.
Yeah, it's not rabbit and it's not fox. It's not mink.
What does it smell like?
It smells like money.
That was the bad. Just asked the bravest question ever. What does that coat smell like?
Hey, man.
See, Red and I wear fur for far different reasons, you know? Alright? I wear some maybe in my braids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a possibility.
And Red just wants to drape dead things up
Well, right. He wants to know
upon
something.
him.
If he's warm,
No,
something
no,
needs
no,
to
no,
have
no,
died.
no, no. You mistake what I said. It smells like money because this coat was probably like $1,000 coat. I got it for $99.
Bam!
Like thing for like 90% off.
Damn. Bargain shopping.
You
Man,
know,
you gotta
whenever
leave the tag on that thing.
whenever this motherfucker goes traveling, he turns into some goddamn like fashion girl
Right.
and comes back with all these fucking clothes on
Right.
discount.
He's
Like
a-
I don't even understand these words because
But they're super sweet clothes, though, too.
dude, I'm wearing like a ripped sweater and my like Russian Olympic pants that I honestly could compete.
You know, but you killed a Russian for him.
I did. You know, his name
Now,
was
some-
Dmitri.
Dimitri. Well, yeah. I think he was on the steroids, so you were right to kill Dimitri.
You know what?
Yeah.
They've been disqualified
Them
from the
Russians
Olympics, man.
cheat. I
They
just
have
want to
been.
say that.
How the
But hey,
fuck?
maybe North Korea can be in the Olympics
Like,
now.
listen,
Right.
how the fuck you gonna build a fucking conduit so you can like switch pee? You know, you got like a secret like lair door in the bathroom
Oh,
in your
right.
goddamn.
P-switch.
Did you hear about this with the
Well,
Russians?
look,
No.
They built this like the KGB, FSB, or whatever. Next door had the building next door, and they built this little like tunnely weird thing so that they could go into the bathroom and pee, and the
Right.
pee would be switched to clean pee and they could take it out to the look, I'm
Right.
clean.
What?
Red and I used to have a way simpler system for that.
Oh, way simpler.
Way
Fucking
simpler.
water weenie, dude.
Water weenie, bro.
Yeah.
I had the Pissinator.
The Pissinator, yeah.
Of course, I'm not completely giving you all the details.
It all
because
started with the water
Right,
weenie.
you cleaned it up a little for us.
How does that even work?
You
Is it
You
was it
pray?
like a vacuum like bank thing or like?
I have no idea. It was like a secret door that when you put, I think it was when you put the sample down,
Right.
that the other sample just got.
It's just all.
The other
I mean,
person.
they're the FSB, dude.
Well, listen, no, it's actually there's a mic in the. I don't want to be rude, but in the toilet.
Okay.
There's a mic, so when that water something hits it, the person on the other side, totally clean, straight-laced kind of guy or lady, begins
What are we-
urinating immediately.
I see.
That urine comes to you hot,
Yep.
warm, body
It's gotta
temp.
be the right temperature, man.
It's got to come
It
out
has
right.
to be.
When you're playing with that stuff, it's got to be real.
There's a
man.
temperature
It's
gauge
high-level
on the damn
stuff.
cup, man.
Yeah, for
I don't know
sure.
how we got onto the Olympics, but here
Well,
we
I mean,
are.
you think Lance Armstrong was cheating that long?
I
He
don't
didn't have
think-
a figured out situation.
That's all I know. I
What?
paid for something clean.
What?
What is
That's what I'm saying. What were we talking about?
Your
I
fur
thought
coat,
we
man. What does it smell like?
I thought we were talking about paying for piss.
Look, whatever
a clean
you do
sample.
on your own time.
We were talking about.
Donald Trump.
We were asking our viewers and our listeners because
Both
we're
of
about
them.
important things. What is the current rate for the provision of a clean sample? We weren't talking about anything else. We're
Well, the
keeping
last
clean
time
here.
I picked up a clean sample, it cost me a 12-pack and about an eighth.
If you
Of
got if
weed.
you got shiesty friends, that's free. I mean, really.
It's funny because I was like, wait a second, you smoke weed? And he was like, I haven't for a while, but I know that you had some, so I figured once you get the job, you're not going to need me anymore.
I'm no longer on the
Smart dude.
I'm no longer on the payroll, so give me something to roll up.
Awkward silence.
Funny guy.
Sorry.
That was in the last.
Was that? Who was that? What friend was that? That wasn't Jeff Sessions, was it?
No, and you know, one of the friends I wanted to talk about today because this is like kind of the weirdest thing that, and a lot of weird things have been happening, but I think this is one of the weirdest things that's happened, is that like out of the blue, Steve Bannon just like massively shit talked like Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump and Jared and what's her fuck, the blonde bimbo one, and the other blonde bimbo one, and all of them. He just completely like
Totally.
this guy.
Shat on their heads. Yeah.
Apparently, this guy, who wrote this book called Fire and Fury, inside my crazy year inside the White House, he asked Donald Trump if he could write a book, and Trump didn't think people read books, so he said okay.
Right. He thought everybody was like him. Well, if you put big words in it, nobody will understand it.
What? Yeah, you know, go
Well,
ahead.
but
Oh my
He
Bannon,
actually said,
God.
"Knock yourself
Knock
out,"
it out.
to the guy. He said, "Knock yourself out. Go right ahead."
well, Bannon said Trump Jr. is going to cave quickly. He's going to just roll.
They said
What's the
that they were
quickest thing
going
you've ever
to-
seen roll over when
Well, why
he's
are
under
we all
questioning?
listening to this racist motherfucker? Why do we care about what Steve Bannon says now?
I
Mike,
just think it's
I want
hilarious.
to read the shit that he's got to fucking write. Sorry, my French.
No,
No,
you're
that's
right.
fair. That's
I
fair.
think this whole thing is just effing hilarious
You can
because
say fuck.
shut the fuck up. I think it's hilarious because this guy was buddy. He ran the campaign. He's
Right.
still running the base, and he's talking. You know, he's got Breitbart and all his little fucking khaki racist bitches like all behind him, and then all of a sudden he just like loses his mind and like spews his guts to some dude who then writes it all in a book, and then Trump's just like, I don't know this guy. Who's he?
And now he's calling everybody else crazy.
Right. How? What? You know?
I knew there was a troll somewhere. There had to have been a troll somewhere.
I just feel like this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. It's just like every time someone leaves the White House...
It had to happen, though.
No, like every time somebody leaves the White House, this asshole forgets that they're even in existence. He's like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. There's a person called, my best friend in the whole entire world. What?
That guy used to get bagels.
Yeah.
And it was like that guy who called himself the commander-in-chief of the commander-in-chief. It's like, come on.
He was my coffee boy or my spray tan applicator.
He'd say that about his own fucking family, his own fucking sons, if it came down to it. He'd be like, I never knew the guy.
Completely fat.
I barely ever talked to him. He just, he grew up around me, sort of, but I really never really associated with him. We really weren't friends.
Bannon and Trump are two turds that float together. Even when they say they hate each other, they're both turds.
They are both turds, but...
I mean, like, to get technical, they're turds.
Yeah.
Like, to go deep. In the toilet, they're turds. They're both turds.
One of them floats and one of them sinks.
That way all the water's shitty.
Yep.
I just don't think this book would have ever been taken seriously in any other administration. It would have been like, oh my god, what a bunch of flashy trash, right?
Yeah.
But here we are going, gospel! This is gospel! This is actually what's happening!
It's too easy for it to be true. If it sucks with this administration, it's probably true. Suck by association.
It's just,
Well, but maybe there's a thing where turds attract turds and float together. Well,
what'd you say, Red?
That's a good Pennywise song.
Jesus Christ. These people.
Oh, that song Hallelujah by... Yeah. I love it when they remade Hallelujah. Or was that us last week?
That was us last week. It was great.
That was a great way to end the show.
Great. Oh my lord. What else did I want to talk about today? There's nothing on my wall that's... Well, there's a lot on my wall, but...
You have to see the wall. The wall of info. What does this wall have a name?
It's the timeline of American bullshit.
Well, like the group here, cutting edge technology at every turn. And we have a wall here. You think of computers, you think of projectors. We have the information engraved in the wall, etched in stone. The truth.
Hello.
Sorry, that was bad. I'm trying to do shit. It's not working.
It's not working. We are, Oh, again, we are going to be building this set. We're trying to vacate a bunch of places in children's rooms and
some ne'er-do-wells being evicted.
Ne'er-do-wells.
That we love and respect.
Why do you have children's rooms? That sounds like you're like... did you get rid of all the children that I had hidden there? I mean,
yeah,
that's the issue. Like, we're going to have to talk about that, not on air.
Don't turn this into Pizzagate. This can't be Pizzagate, Red.
No.
Don't say you have kids hidden here.
We can't have rednecks showing up here,
Right.
shooting stuff up.
That guy got up. That guy got off.
What?
That guy got off. The guy that showed up with the gun.
He was misinformed, sir.
I read the wrong post. I'm here with a gun. No, there are no children hidden here.
And that's the sign.
That's the story we're going with, and we've all agreed to it.
Except for mine, but that's by his choice.
Yeah, for sure.
What a bunch of mess. Jesus God.
What?
What I wanted to say though, in regards to legal cannabis, this is the issue. Is that I'm over here going, state law supersedes municipalities, blah 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 blah, because it does. Except when it's written into the law that the municipalities have local control and the counties have local control. So that's the problem that we are now facing in these. What we're going to see is these counties here in the far, far, far reaches of Northern California stay dry as far as cannabis and as far as retailing. And what's going to happen is we aren't going to be able to reap any kind of benefits from those the tax income there and the job creation, because my God, the jobs. If you go
What
to
has happened with legal cannabis is corporations that have money or people that have a lot of money are able to come in now and buy all those permits, buy all the licensing and property and security and all the things that are necessary to fall. The cost of everything that it takes to be able to make it legal by state standards. And it's cutting out all your small mom and pop shops, all the people that have been doing it for the last 50 years, 60 years, and living just, you know, hand to mouth pretty much, but being able to have a decent living. But now these people are going to have no living at all, and they're not going to be able to live. You know, it's taken away. It's something that corporate America has taken away again from the farmers, from the small timers.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
And
I don't care.
The packaging you saw. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't care what people think about the legalities of it and how these people, they've been getting away with it without taxes for so many years. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? You're not paying taxes. You don't get any fucking benefits from the government either. It's not like these guys are like expecting freaking Social Security or like Medicaid.
Right, you don't have unemployment waiting.
These people are living they got no insurance. They got nothing. They live hand to mouth, and they live off of whatever they grow out of the ground. These people have been living like that for most of their lives, and now that legalization has gone through, as much as I love the idea of legalization, the way that it was put in, I think it's going to actually hurt a lot of the small time and a lot of the original producers and pushers and activists in this movement and for this plant from the beginning.
You know, and it's going to be Walmart weed, basically, which is going to be awful, and it's going to be pumped full of chemicals, like you said earlier.
GMO weed.
And I was wondering, and maybe since we all kind of have a grasp on the California cannabis economy, as we've lived here, you know, for a really long time, do you guys think that there will still be a viable black market because the taxation will be so high?
Is there a black market for anything else?
What do you mean?
I mean, is there a black market for anything else?
Alcohol, that kind of stuff? No.
Pills, fucking
yes,
whatever. Yeah, sure.
Always
it's still going to be
market.
underground. It's just not going to make as much money.
Right.
Your market has substantially dropped, but some of the small timers will be able to last and be able to push through. But it's going to 75% of most of the small timers are going to be pushed out. They already have been started to be pushed out. As soon as like the ordinances started to get pushed through a couple years ago, most of the mid-grade growers, they dropped out of the market. There was that small time period where like everybody thought that they could grow, and then all of a sudden the state pushed in some local ordinances throughout the whole state. Every county pushed in their own ordinances, but it was like a statewide thing. And all of a sudden the market dropped again. And I don't know, it changed the market up. And you could see like the people that wanted to stick with it and the people that couldn't stick with it. So it's going to be the same thing right now with the black market. You're going to have those people that want to stay in it and have always been in it. And you might have some people that just decide, just to drop out and freaking try to do something else. It's weird right now. It's like the wild, wild west. I would say.
It is.
You don't know what anybody's gonna do. Like, and some people have a lot of money to work with. They could do anything. So, who knows?
You know
And
what?
some people.
Sorry, I was just going to say, the sad part about it is that the counties that have most of the growers who are going to be affected by the large corporations coming in and buying out the large farms and starting to grow, et cetera, those counties hold the people who won't be able to reap the benefits from the jobs from the pot shops, etc., because those counties are going to stay dry. And that's seriously unfortunate. Now, so you're going to lose trim revenue, you're going to lose farming revenue, and you won't be able to reap the benefits of a job at a dispensary or as a horticulturist or something like that, because it's going to be, because California is very specific, you're going to have a lot of high kind of, diplomas or whatever in order to become a horticulturist or something like that, in order to breed and to grow and that kind of thing. And Beard actually just sent me something that is going to light your guys' hair on fire.
No.
Meet Patrick Moen, the first ever DEA agent who's not a DEA person anymore. He's now in the marijuana industry. So isn't that fun? So you've got people like that.
Him and Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and Mike Tyson opening a cannabis resort in California City, California.
Well, fuck him.
Yeah, and it's going, but that's gonna create a lot of jobs, though, you guys. So
well, but you know the unions, guys, the unions are onto this, and the two biggest unions in California are fighting for position for trimmers, for bud tenders.
Split them up, for fuck's sake, you assholes.
For God's, I don't know, you guys. I feel like it's so easy to replace us if we're working
like
that job.
I'm gonna fight for a place
a union
for bud tender or a fucking trimmer. Yeah.
What?
Last thing I'm gonna do is fight for a place for a freaking trimmer job.
Right? Exactly. Like, if you have to register with anything on any level and you're a trimmer or you're a bud tender, you're going to just rather become unemployed for a certain amount of time and find another job because they're putting... I just don't think it's a thing for unions. And sometimes when something that's born out of love gets, unionized and colonized and ruined by the people, it just takes everything out of it and makes it no longer a healing plant or a healing situation or taking in a positive vibration from the herb anyway. Right? It's a consumer deal. It's just a cigarette with my pain medication in it.
Yeah, and nobody's gonna grow their own. I mean, people just don't do that. They don't grow their own fucking tomatoes,
Right.
Like, seriously, they don't.
Well, I mean, unless you're in
So
the market for
the
some
point I was
gooey
making
right
over here. I'm in New York and nobody smokes freaking green weed. Like, everybody has these vape pens and everybody has these fucking little capsules of oil, and it's not like oil you fill up yourself. It's just like these little weird capsules that you just put into this pen and you just smoke it. And
it's scary. Doesn't it seem like you're doing something completely different than you used to do?
Like crack?
Right. There you go.
About what I've done my whole life and like what I have been doing, like going, how did it get from what I'm doing to that without doing it?
Right.
Like, it's fucking amazing.
Dude, these kids got this fucking rig. Okay, when you gotta... Look, if I gotta have some bong that's half the size of my height, plus... a torch and like all these utensils
all
and
this stuff
all this
made of glass, right?
I'm just like, first of all, I'm gonna break all this shit for and I'm looking, I'm like, can't you just smoke a joint for Christ's sake? What? I'm impressed with like a large bong, I get excited about that, but for crying out loud, the whole like dab thing, and I'm thinking to myself, what's in that? Who made that? Where'd you get that?
There's 1,000 places to poison me now. Right? To put in some carcinogens and some this and that, and pretty soon they'll be putting, I don't know.
It'll be pesticides, and then they'll start making high-end concentrates that'll be made with all kinds of butane and all kinds of nonsense.
But there's going to be markers in it, too. Like, so that you will be noticed.
Yeah, you
You
know
will be able to
who
be
bought up.
identified as a smoker or as a partaker. Physically, in looking at you, there will be some
Wow.
marker.
Like the red cheeks for a drunk.
Something. Oh yeah,
Like the
right.
red eyes, though.
The farmer's tan, but it's 7 a.m. Yeah, right. You're a drunk. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
In the last 2 years, Bayer has bought up Monsanto,
Fuck them.
and then Bayer also bought up most of the major marijuana corporations, nutrient development guys, soil development guys, product development. Bayer bought all the major corporations for all these different industries. I mean, besides Monsanto too. That's just insane.
Can we
So
ask
you-
Bear one question? Which is it? Which is it?
Oh.
You trying to help
Uh-huh.
us? You trying to kill us? Right? You trying to take away our pain with your bear medicine, or you trying to kill us with your Monsanto?
They're just trying to give us options, man.
They want.
Everybody's got their own choice. of
They're
medicine.
Dick Cheney. They're Rumsfeld. Create the problem. Own the company that fixes the problem.
Yep. Yep.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
couldn't think what they're trying to do, but
What?
in their history, I don't know, but there's something to be thought about and something to be watched, because that's a lot of companies that they bought up, and that's a very big organization of things that control a lot of things that most people eat and most people are associated with.
Did you invest in any of those little companies that got bought up by Bayer? Because I know you were talking about that a while ago.
So should we join the problem? Yeah, like join them.
Oh, but I do want to say that Tony in the chat has a good point. He says the majority of the small...
Tony, hi Tony.
Hello, Tony. The majority of the small underrepresented businesses are making the accessories, like the rigs and, you know, those little accessories. So that is a good point. I'm
Well,
confused. I'm an old person, and I'm confused by it. And I do worry about the butane aspect of it. So,
Right.
you know, like,
No shit.
I know there are other ways to extract it without the butane.
Right.
Am I right on that?
Yeah,
Yes.
with ice, but like, it's a fair
With
concern. It's just like
alcohol.
when mom and pop shops died out because AM/PM wanted that spot.
And
It's
then
the same thing.
Walmart
you know?
came in, and
you
the
don't feel
grocery
good
stores
going to
went away.
AM/PM. When you went to the mom and pop shop, you were like, "Oh, this is going to be
I could
cool."
buy beer when I was 19.
Right?
Well,
Because
fuck,
it's mom
dude.
and pop shop. But now you're getting it from AM/PM, baby. Yeah, it's just they just taking the soul and the spirit and the vibe out of all of it.
Yeah.
Like my friend Son of Kong said, taking the love out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's what corporations do, and apparently the only way we can fix any of this is to buy ourselves a goddamn politician, because voting is not working, and money is the only thing that seems to make any sense anymore.
How about we just like find a politician that smokes a lot of weed?
Let's do a super PAC.
Gary Johnson couldn't name like one person outside the U.S. who was a
I
world
know, that
leader.
was bad.
Like even a couple days
That was
later,
bad.
dude.
That was bad.
You gotta buy one of those
Okay.
that snort a lot of coke. You can't get one that smokes.
No, man.
That's the problem with all of them.
All right,
Red.
we're appealing to Miami for a politician. We will supply you with a bunch of illicit whatnot
Southern California.
if you will
can you
follow
hear me?
our
Again,
agenda.
this show is complete satire.
Satire.
We do not advocate politicians taking
No.
drugs in any way.
We don't
shape,
even
or
like
form.
politicians,
Unless
We
it kills
do
them.
not.
so don't call
I
us.
am legitimately trying to hire a politician for illicit things that I cannot describe right now, but I will be able to pay for in cash later.
And they're lighting your phone up right now.
Yep.
He's on the
There's
East
Red.
Coast.
Red's gonna
They're
start
calling
fading.
him in real time. They're calling
He's
him.
gonna. His
But
signal
you know,
will start
Langley's
fading.
right there, right? Like you real close. Langley, Pennsylvania
Dude,
ain't even
you're
far.
within radio range of way too many agencies. I don't even wanna.
NSA's in Laurel, Maryland. Watch out, bro. Oh man,
dude! God damn it, Red.
So I don't know what the solution is for these poor counties up here in the Great White North.
We have to get a bigger button.
Great Green North.
Look, the people against us have a button on their desk. We need to get a bigger herb button on our desk.
I was told that we had a bigger button.
And by the way,
and
our button works.
It works so good.
Look, we need to get presidential.
Okay.
Which means we need to lower our bar.
So it's just like, just complete fuckery then.
When they say, don't go down to their level.
That's an invitation, man. That's an invitation.
That's a false flag. You need to go right down to their level. Immediately kneel.
So what you got to do then is start ripping off all your friends, lie to everybody, say you're gonna do a bunch of shit, never do it.
Grab a bunch of pussy. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Refuse to concede.
At least talk about grabbing a bunch of pussy.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But don't do that because
don't actually do it.
If you do that, I promise you motherfuckers. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm wondering how many times has Trump been socked in the eye by some chick? Because I know it's been at least 15.
Or like kneed in the balls or something.
He's been like reacting because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
He's a fucking predator, and let's not forget that shit.
You know what weirds me out is models.
Like a lot of spray tan, it covers up all the bruises.
Spray tan covers up all the bruises. Jesus.
Well, like models are tough, strong, like because they have to travel and be independent. There's stuff. I cannot believe Melania hasn't knocked him out. Just like knocked him out. First off, international is her middle name as a model, and you have ruined her relationships with everybody she's ever met.
Yeah.
What they were saying today, in the Bannon writings, that she cried all night when he won.
Oh yeah.
I did want to bring that up. Because, look, she signed up to be a gold digger and to go have lunch and stuff, but not to be the first lady of the fucking United States of America.
Yeah, gold diggers, contact us. Let us know. You're not in for that, right?
Right. I mean, seriously, Mar-a-Lago bitches. You guys are down for that shit, right? Like, if your husband accidentally...
I just want to fucking drink wine and chill. Sorry, Red, go.
Do you guys think that maybe she was... like bred for a couple years, and trained to start setting up for the freaking White House and start setting up for this political thing?
Referring to a
woman. That Trump just all of a sudden one day was like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it," and then he just jumped on the fucking thing and was like, and she's just going, "Fuck me,
Red." Oh my God, Red, you're right. She's an agent. She's been in training. She was trained to marry Trump. And they're like, look, go deep cover.
They've been setting this shit up for decades.
Right. They're like, Trump's stupid enough to keep pursuing this power. We need to get a chick in there.
Wait, let me get my tinfoil hat out.
First off, you can just tell she's smarter than him. She's, right?
Yeah.
She's an agent. She's a foreign agent.
God damn it. No wonder the
I'm glad we wrapped this up tonight. I'm glad we figured this out.
Why do you think he's in bed with... Maybe Slovenia.
He's in bed with Russia.
He's in bed with Slovenia is what it is. It's not Russia, it's Slovenia.
Yeah. He's trying to put the USSR back together. Oh my God, we have a globe at work with the USSR
is.
On it. I'm
P.S.
He's Putin it back together.
Putin trying. Y'all know that.
Sorry, dude. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
No.
Putin on the Ritz while he's Putin it all back together.
On the Ritz. Oh my God.
Oh man.
It's a beautiful thing.
And with that, we bid you adieu. Because that's our show for the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for listening to the Kitchen Sink.
Everyone
known
else?
as Kitchen Sink live stream on YouTube. Don't put the in front of it.
Please don't put the. I made that mistake.
It's Kitchen Sink.
You know
live
what? There's
stream.
a million kitchen sinks, and you know what? We just had the show on a local AM station, and it's just the way it was.
There's also a band apparently called Kitchen Sink that does
love
a bunch of live shit, so you might come across that. Fucking YouTube. Get it right, Google. Fuck off.
We're just gonna be like TKS NoCal or TKS 421.
Put that in. There's a way to do that. Metadata, baby.
I'm gonna sink your kitchen.
You just look at your computer and make a series of sound effects, and our show will come on.
There you go.
I swear, I'm gonna sink your kitchen. right now. Sink your kitchen right now. Sink your kitchen.
It's like sync. It's like the internet of all things.
Kitchen.
You have to like sync your kitchen with your TV.
Your fridge, your fucking microwave, your stove. They all gotta be synced up. Dude.
Sync your kitchen. The link is in the description.
No, it's not.
Well, we're gonna wait for that. We're gonna wait for that.
Or is it?
It could be, but the war is either on your mind, or it's a war for your mind.
And if you let it be a war for your mind, then you've already lost.
I really, when I started to read that, I thought this is gonna be deep, and I fell up. It was shallow. It was super shallow. I actually dove in and hurt myself.
Sometimes the pool's empty.
Spine damage. Luganus, I am
Sometimes the sink is empty.
Sometimes the pool is closed.
Oh, God. All right.
Okay, good night.
We're degrading slowly.
We have
Listen
to
to
go
this.
now.
Thank
Bye.
you for tuning in.
Say bye, Red.
Fuck off.
Say bye, Michelle.
Bye.
Love you guys.
We'll see you guys next
Peace out.
Thursday.
Peace.
The kitchen sink. With gear.
There was just kittens and fucking puppies and rainbows and bunnies. Bad.
How can you edit out a Pegasus?
Red.
I like unicorns.
And Doc.
Loose cannon! What have you got yourself into, man?
Everything.
And the kitchen sink.
Just sitting around freaking hanging out.
You know,
It's kind of like the Newsweek.
there's not much going on
It
in the
was
news.
just the news was just kind of hanging out.
I've thought that the president being investigated by the FBI was kind of normal. You know, that's happened before, hasn't it?
has.
That's happened before,
That makes
right?
it normal. Yeah, that happened before.
The kitchen sink.
Thursdays at 8 p.m.